Look at your hands for a moment. Look at the lines near your eyes when you laugh. That is not decline. That is evidence. Evidence of a woman who has lived, loved, lost, and kept choosing herself anyway. If you have spent even 1 year of your life over 50 believing your best chapter already closed, I need you to hear me clearly. It did not close. It is only now beginning to read the way it was always meant to. Elegant woman, this one is for you. Not the version of you that apologizes for taking up space. The real one. The one who has quietly become more magnetic than she was at 25 and does not yet fully believe it. Today we are talking about the 11 unmistakable signs that you are not simply aging. You are radiating a kind of attraction that has nothing to do with smooth skin or a number on a birth certificate and everything to do with presence. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will recognize yourself in at least half of these, and you will never look in the mirror the same way again. Reframing the story. Here is what nobody tells women over 50. You were sold a myth. The myth that beauty peaks at 25 and everything after is a slow, graceful surrender. That aging gracefully simply means working hard to look like you are not aging at all. I am going to say something a little provocative, so brace yourself. That myth was never about beauty. It was about control. A woman who believes she is fading stays quiet, stays small, stays easy to overlook. A woman who knows she is only getting more powerful does not. Real attraction, the kind that keeps someone in a room, that makes people remember a conversation years later, has very little to do with youth. It is built from presence, confidence, warmth, and depth, and every single one of those deepens with time. This is one of the quietest signs of attraction, and one of the most powerful. When people are facing a hard decision, when they do not know what to do next, who do they call? If the answer is you, pay attention to what that means. You are not just liked, you are trusted, and trust is one of the rarest currencies there is. You have made enough mistakes to help someone avoid theirs. You have survived enough hard seasons to know that most storms pass. And somewhere along the way you learned how to offer honesty without cruelty, and comfort without empty flattery. That is not ordinary. That is a form of magnetism that draws people back again and again, because after they talk to you, they leave feeling steadier than when they arrived. Sign 4. You have quietly left comparison behind. There was a season when another woman's beauty or success might have felt like a threat. That season is over. Now you find yourself genuinely celebrating other women. You compliment freely. You introduce people to each other. You are the woman in the room who makes everyone feel seen instead of measured. This one deserves to be said plainly because it is worth repeating. A woman who has stopped competing has nothing left to prove, and a woman with nothing left to prove is one of the most disarming, attractive presences there is. People feel safe around you because they sense you are not silently ranking them against yourself. That safety is rare, and it is deeply magnetic. If you have caught yourself cheering for another woman instead of quietly comparing yourself to her, that is not a small shift. That is grace in motion. Sign 5. You dress like you already know who you are. You do not chase trends anymore, and it shows. Somewhere along the way, women over 50 fashion stopped meaning hiding and started meaning honoring. You have learned what silhouette makes you feel powerful, which colors bring your skin to life, which single piece of jewelry makes you feel unmistakably like yourself. This is where the elegant style 50-plus woman truly comes alive. If your skin carries a rich, warm depth, you already know how jewel tones and burnished golds make it glow. If your hair has gone silver or embraced its natural texture, you know that mature natural hair styling is not something to disguise. It is a crown you finally stopped fighting. Bold color, tailored lines, a lipstick that says exactly what you mean, this is not vanity. This is a woman who has stopped dressing to be approved of and started dressing to be recognized. People notice ease before they notice fabric. When you feel good in what you are wearing, you move differently, and that ease is what actually turns heads, far more than any trend ever could. If this is already resonating with you, this might be the moment to simply say hello in the comments and let me know which sign hit closest to home. It helps this message reach the women who need to hear it, and it means more to me than you know. Sign 6. Your time is no longer available to just anyone. You have become selective, and not from bitterness, from wisdom. You no longer entertain low-effort friendships, half-hearted invitations, or relationships that cost more than they give back. This is not coldness. This is a woman who finally understands that her hours are not unlimited, and she refuses to spend them carelessly. This selectivity is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can carry because people can feel it. When your attention is not handed out freely, it becomes valuable. People work a little harder to earn a place in your life, and when you do choose to give your time fully, it means something because you rarely give it lightly. Saying no is not a rejection of others. It is a form of self-respect, and self-respect, quietly worn, is unforgettable. Sign 7. Your skin tells the story of care, not the story of chasing youth. Here is something worth sitting with. You are no longer chasing smoothness for the sake of erasing time. You are practicing rich skincare because you finally understand that caring for your skin is an act of respect for the life it has carried you through. Every fine line near your eyes is a record of laughter. Every mark of experience is proof you showed up. Aging gracefully was never about disappearing your history. It was about tending to yourself with the same devotion you have given everyone else for decades. When a woman finally turns that care toward her own reflection, it shows, not as an erasure of age, but as a glow that reads as peace. Sign 8. Your hair has become undeniably yours. Whether it has gone completely silver, softened into gray, or simply grown into a texture you finally stopped straightening into submission, your hair has become a signature rather than something to apologize for. There is a particular kind of confidence in a woman who lets her hair tell the truth about her age, and somehow that honesty reads as far more striking than any disguise ever could. This is not a small detail. It is one of the clearest visual signs of a woman who has made peace with exactly who she is, and peace, worn openly, is remarkably beautiful. Sign 9. You command a room without raising your voice. Watch yourself the next time you walk into a gathering. You do not perform for attention anymore. You do not need to be the loudest voice to be heard. When you speak, people tend to lean in rather than talk over you, because your words carry the weight of someone who chooses them carefully. This quiet command is not about dominance. It is about presence, the simple, undeniable fact of being fully there, fully yourself, without needing the room's permission to exist that way. Few things are more magnetic than someone who does not need the spotlight to know her own worth. Sign 10. You have stopped shrinking your opinions. Somewhere in your 30s or 40s, many women learn to soften every opinion until it barely exists, just to keep the peace. That season is behind you now. You say what you actually think. You disagree without apologizing for having a perspective. You have earned the right to take up conversational space, and you finally use it. I will say something a little sharp here because it needs saying. A woman who is easy to dismiss is comfortable for everyone around her. A woman who speaks her truth plainly is unforgettable, and often a little threatening to people who preferred her quiet. If you have felt yourself becoming less agreeable and more honest, that is not a flaw to soften. That is the most attractive version of you finally showing up. Sign 11. Your joy is no longer a performance. This is the quiet crown of everything we have discussed. You laugh because something is genuinely funny, not because a room expects it. You choose a slower Sunday, a good meal, a favorite song, simply because it brings you joy, with no audience required. This is what a luxury lifestyle for women over 50 actually means, not extravagance, but the freedom to enjoy your own life without needing anyone's witness to make it count. That kind of unguarded, unperformed happiness is rare, and people feel it the moment they are near it. It is the difference between a woman who is trying to look content and a woman who simply is. There is nothing more magnetic than the second version.
Yeah.
If you recognized yourself in even 3 or 4 of these, I want you to sit with that for a moment before you scroll away. You are not disappearing. You never were. You are simply becoming a version of yourself that the world was never quite ready for until now, and that is exactly why it cannot look away. If this found you today, if even one sign felt like it was written specifically for you, consider staying close. Subscribe, leave a comment telling me which sign was yours, and let us keep having these honest conversations, because Elegant Style 50 Plus was built for exactly this, for women who refuse to shrink, who are done apologizing for taking up space, and who are only just discovering how powerful they have already become.
You are not aging.
You are arriving.